All right, hopefully this works now. Let's see. Don't need this. All right, let's see where we left off. Python libraries for AI. Python is actually. How can I do this? Because I'm not supposed to share the answers, obviously. All right. I think we could do that until we get to some of the flags. Nope. There we go. I think I missed some on here. That's better. Built on NumPy, SciPy, and Matplotlib. Wide range of algorithms and tools. For task provides a consistent. I think I got this one on here. I did get all this already. All right. Next one. Oh, shit. From torchutils.data, import data set data loader, class custom data set. I think I did this one as well. What is up? Got this one done. All right. Oh, I fucked up my notes. I forgot to make the folder. Oh, I'll do that last. New notes, data sets. In AI, the quality and characteristics of the data used to train models significantly impact their performance and accuracy. Data sets, which are collections of data points used for analysis and model training, come in various forms and formats, which each of its own properties, considerations, data pre-processing is a crucial step in the machine learning pipeline that involves transforming raw data into a suitable format for algorithms to process effectively. Understanding data sets. Data sets are structured. Data sets are structured collections of data used for analysis and model training. They come in various forms, including tabular data, image data, text data, time series data. The quality of data set is fundamental to the success of any data analysis or machine learning project. Here's why. Model accuracy, high quality data sets, poor quality data set, noisy, incomplete, or biased. Ah, okay, model accuracy. That's interesting. This is already there. Generalization. So when they are agenda focused, that would be under model accuracy, which would be under, yeah, that makes sense. Generalization, carefully curated data sets enable models to generalize effectively to unseen data. This minimizes overfitting and ensures consistent performance in real world applications. Efficiency, clean, well-prepared data reduces both training time and computational demand, streamlining the entire process. Reliability. What makes a data set good? I don't know if if I could show this, but I don't think it'd be an issue until I get to the actual challenges where I have to cut it out. Just because of the flags. I think the flags are like the Pro Labs where they're the same for everybody. So I'm not going to show the flags when I get there. I don't think this one has one though. What makes a data set good? Several key attributes characterize a good data set. Relevance, completeness, consistency, quality, representativeness, Jesus Christ, balance, size. The data set, the provided data set demo data set is a CVS file containing network log entries. Each record describes a network event and included details such as the source, IP address, destination port, protocol used, the volume of data transferred, and associated threat level. Analyzing these entries allows one to simulate various network scenarios that are useful. Oh, this is interesting. This was actually brought up at one of the talks at B-Sides DFW yesterday. A lot of people are having issues investigating models or GPTs, AI models. One of the big issues is a lot of people are still letting them go ham and use any kind of, which I think they should anyway, because Copilot sucks. They let them use, well, I wouldn't let them use anything. I take that back. At least the ones that are efficient. Freedom equals personal responsibility. So I'm a fan of Worm GPT and Hacker AI, or it used to be Pentest GPT. But they're letting them use the kitchen sink and they're having issues traced back. So one of the key scenarios is, number one, build out a proactive threat hunting program. And number two, there's going to be another one for this. So DeepSeek, right? That's one of the, or was one of the big ones that was talked about earlier because it's from China. But with DeepSeek, you could have cloud and then you could build it on-prem. So if you have a BYOD infrastructure or workplace where, meaning you could just use whatever VM or laptop and just slap on a Zscaler, and then say if you have your on-prem and you're taking data from your Zscaler, you're able to download certain drives or whatever folders, then download that to the on-prem and vice versa, transfer that from the on-prem of DeepSeek through Zscaler into your infrastructure. Now that's another issue as well. So when you have those type of environments, they are great, but they also open up a can of worms. Data set structure. The data set consists of multiple columns, each serving a specific purpose: log ID, source IP, destination port, protocol. So this pretty much looks similar to Splunk. Bytes transferred, threat level. Challenges and considerations. The data set contains a mix of numerical and numerical and categorical data. Missing values and invalid entries appear in the same columns, requiring data cleaning. Certain numeric columns may contain non-numeric strings, which must be converted or removed. The threat level column includes unknown values, e.g., -1, that must be standardized or addressed during processing. Acknowledge these challenges early allows the data to be properly cleaned and transformed, facilitating accurate and reliable analysis. Loading the data set. Man, all over the place today. We first load it into a pandas data frame. To begin working with the data set in pandas data frame is a flexible two-dimensional labeled data structure that supports a variety of operations for data exploration and pre-processing. Key advantages include labeled access, heterogeneous data handling, and integration with other Python libraries. Utilizing a data frame simplifies subsequent tasks like inspection, cleaning, encoding, and data transformation. So code, obviously it's Python, import pandas as PD, load the data set, data equals PD.read. Also it's a CSV. I wish I could do this on my Kali box because I like training on there since I do the exams, but the VPN always gives me issues for the academy. Exploring the data set. Right, in this code, PD read CSV demo dataset.csv loads the data, loads a downloaded CSV file into the data frame named data. From here, inspecting, manipulating, and preparing the data set for further steps in analysis pipeline becoming straightforward. They're too small. There we go. Exploring the data set. After loading the data set, we employ various operations to understand its structure, identify anomalies, and determine the nature of cleaning or transformations needed. Viewing sample entries. We examine the first few rows to get a quick overview, which can help detect obvious issues like unexpected column names, incorrect data types, or irregular patterns. Code, Python. Display the first few rows of the dataset. Print data head parentheses. This command outputs the initial rows of the data frame, offering an immediate glimpse into the dataset's overall organization. Inspecting data structure and types. Understanding the data types and completeness of each column is essential. We can quickly review the dataset's information, including which columns have null values and the total number of entries per column. Code, Python, get a summary of the column data types and non-null counts. So print data info, obviously parentheses. The info method reveals data sets, shape, column names, data types, and how many entries are present for each column, enabling early detection of columns with missing or unexpected data. So I don't think this is the red teaming portion yet. Checking for missing values or anomalies must be handled to maintain the data set's integrity. The next step is to identify how many missing values each column contains. Code, Python, identify columns with missing values, print data insol parentheses.sum parentheses. This command returns the count of null This command returns the count of null values for each column, helping to prioritize which features need attention. Addressing these missing values may involve imputation, removal, or other cleaning strategies to ensure the data set remains reliable and valid for future or further analysis. All right. So for these, since this is quote unquote new, I'm going to do this. I'm going to see how it looks. I did this for I did this for CBBH. Was it CBBH? I think it was CBBH. So I will just go here. Create notes to help study for the red team exam. For people that are new to the code, I usually do this as well. I do this for my son when he does his coding classes. Break down the code for line by line if you need it, especially if you're new, so you have an understanding of what it does. Let's see what the output is on here. I think I have, no, it's on my other one, but so here's the output. Let's see what it looks like. All right, let's go to the top. Understanding data sets, attributes, and wait, this is a different attributes and exploring data sets. This gave it a whole different. Oh, okay, I see what it did. This is actually better. It breaks it down. Data set types. This is actually better. It actually did a better job than doing it manually from Hack the Box. So, yeah, this is what I do for the coding part, right? Because my coding's like hit or miss, like Tony Romo playing. It's either good or shitty. So that worked. I tried it for myself. So I did that, like I said, with my son, breaking it down line by line. If you need help coding, it will literally do that to the T. Well, let's check it out, see what it does. So loading breakdown, here you go. Import pandas as PD. It breaks it down, loads pandas and data analysis library. PD.read underscore CSV, parentheses, reads a CSV file into a data frame. Think Excel table in RAM. So it gives it a good high-level breakdown. Now you could even have it go granular if you want, but since this is very minimal, 2 lines, it's obviously not going to really have much. But when you do an actual coding program, it'll literally break down line by line. And then, like I said, you can make it go granular if you want. Exploring the data sets, a view sample entries, check missing values, processing steps to remember. Well, it's obviously not going to be what do you call it? Fill in the blank or multiple choice exam. But these are key notes. I like that it does that because these are key notes to have, especially when you have to translate the information back, say for an interview. Not just asking the technical questions or relaying back the technical questions, but you can also, remember for red teaming and pen testing, it's not just technical to technical. It's going to be technical, transforming that into executive level or what they call high level, right? Where you take the technicalities out, but you actually make it into bullet points to where executives, CISOs, whatever the case, they don't speak that technical language, you get them to understand what you're talking about. So this is actually good to have and understand, and then have ChatGPT relay it back to where you could say it back to a CISO. This is I actually like this because that's one of the things that is missed out from the exams. I know it's hack, flag, or escalation, privesc, and report, but these are actually key things to have that is kind of missed. So the one that did that the best, and the one that actually only did it, was TCM security for the PMPT. So this is actually pretty good. Oops. So now what I'll do here, and if you were from the beginning, you saw my Obsidian notes. I actually did that for the first one before I started this. Memory hook, bad data in. I'll just keep that. And then I will just add that, copy and paste, and it'll pretty much be identical. So Obsidian, the way you have it, the way I have it is I have it color coded. I have the syntax highlighter. So all my code is blocked and then it's colored depending on what flavor it is, Python, Rust, Go, whatever. Mark that complete. Does this one have... Oh, this one doesn't have one either. All right, so now I'm going to make another note. Data processing. Data pre-processing transforms raw data into a suitable format for machine learning algorithms. Key techniques include data cleaning, data transformation, data integration. Jeez, man, I'm off today. Data formatting. That other live was horrible. My NVIDIA app crashed. That was the issue with my camera. I'm going to try to do this on Sunday. Sorry for the break, but I'm going to try to get this machine. Oh, there goes my camera again. Jesus Christ. I'm going to try to get my machine on Ubuntu this week. I thought the NVIDIA app fixed it, but I guess it didn't. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and power through this one. And then I might even start the Ubuntu tonight. So data cleaning, handling missing values, removing duplicates and smoothing noisy data, data transformation, normalizing encoding, scaling, and reducing data. Data integration, merging and aggregating data from multiple sources. Data formatting, converting data types, and reshaping data structures. Effective pre-processing, addressing inconsistent missing values, outliers, noise, and featuring scaling, improving the accuracy, efficiency, and robustness of machine learning models. Identifying invalid values. In addition to missing values, we need to check for invalid values in specific columns. Here are some common checks for the given data set. Checking for an invalid IP address. To identify invalid source IP values, you can use on a regular expression to validate the IP addresses. Code Python. Import RE. Definition is invalid. IP pattern equals... Oh, okay, so it's just the return bool pattern match IP. Check for invalid IP addresses. Invalid IP equals data, blah, 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 source IP string. So again, if you're new to this, this one would probably be a good one to check out. Let's see what this does for those people that are new to the notes or coding with these types of, or making these types of notes for certain coding. All right. Let's see what this does. Step 1, understand purpose. Before diving into code, always read the code as a whole, which we already did. Step 2, break it down line by line. Imports the RE regular expression library. So when you see those, it's actually going to give you the full definition, what it is, right? Regular expression library. RE is used to match text patterns, powerful for detecting valid and invalid formats like IPs, emails, MACs, etc. In red teaming AI data cleaning, regex helps detect anomalies or malformed logs injected by threat actors. Lines 3 to 6, define a valid function. Definition of valid IP pattern equals recompile. There's the string return bool pattern match. Let's break this down in detail. defines a function named isValidIP that takes one argument IP, obviously. The idea you can pass any IP string gives you an example, and the function will return true if it's valid, false otherwise. Line 4, pattern RE with that string. This creates a compile regex pattern that represents a valid IPv4 address. R quotes means raw string, so backlashes are treated literally. So this pretty much gives it to the T on what is how it's breaking down. Remember that pattern right here. So that's pretty much how I do my notes for any kind of code that I don't understand or I need help with. This is pretty much my go-to. So it breaks it down to the T. I am going to end this live. I'm going to see if I could figure out the root cause. I thought the NVIDIA app was the root cause to my camera, but I guess not. So if I can't get that fixed, I am just going to reinstall everything Ubuntu. I am going to officially get off Windows if this keeps happening again. And yeah, I am going to call it a night, and hopefully back tomorrow, everything is up and running, working. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace out. And